Those guys in 2015 were hungry to get to the top.
That was a really good team, and it was really fun to do. Like, we just had such a good race at state. And
I remember Jack Young said that he turned around and saw his teammates coming down the stretch right behind him, and he knew like instantly like they won it.
I think we kind of knew we had a shot. Like, we knew we were definitely good.
I think coming into that year, we knew we were like good, but when, I think like West Elwer especially, Reid had a really good race and everybody else ran pretty well. And that's when we knew like we could really do some damage.
Yeah, at the conference meet is when I first realized how good we were.
We kind of knew like, okay, we can do this. But I think the entire year we were really hungry for one, especially the year before getting second. And we knew we just had some talent coming back.
When we won the conference meet, we had goals of winning the conference, the state qualifying meet, and then ultimately the state meet. And we were trying to knock those things off.
In 2015, I think it was probably a little bit more like nervous. Kind of everybody was a little bit more on edge, just because like the year before we probably should have won, but got second.
Everybody was ecstatic, and we were feeling pretty good when, well, I was certainly seeing everyone come through. And after we finally got it done, it was just a sense of relief and satisfaction.
Everyone was just happy and together, hugging each other.
We got it!
I was very happy. I remember, let's see, they put up the results and we won by a decent amount, I think, that time. And I just remember hugging, I think, Jack Young and Chase McLaughlin, and then going over hugging Mary Young, and yeah, just kind of celebrating.
Oh, that was on Halloween, and we were yelling out the window nearly the whole ride back. And then we got into Mount Vernon, and we were just yelling at trick-or-treaters, and we pretended that they were out for us, for the cross-country team.
For the most part, we just always came in knowing like if we just do what we're capable of, we can win. So it was a lot of fun.
Any time you lose some good senior leadership, that's always a concern. One of the great things we had after Reid had graduated then is we had different guys that were leading the way, and Jack Young and so forth, that would lead the different way in different races. So I can't say enough good things about Jack Young. Exceptional leader.
Yeah, Jack was an incredible leader.
Jack Young was definitely like the leader.
Yeah, just a really great guy. Great to be around, and always brought the team up.
He's the type of guy that you do want leading your program. He does things the right way all the time, and is just a great leader by example too. The guy got after it all the time.
He definitely led us to another state title.
Jack Young was also, for how young he was, he stepped right up and was a leader on the team.
No matter what, I knew I could talk to Jack about cross country or school. And so that made it really easy to follow his example.
I think we knew that we're definitely going to be like a different type of team. Like without Reid, he's just like such that front runner, and I think we realized we were going to be more like packed together. We
had different guys that would lead us, and so that's what helped make that team great.
That summer and that fall, like working really hard because we knew like we could get it done, but we also knew that everybody was kind of had it out for us.
Corey always drives it in that nothing's given for free. You have to earn everything that you get.
To be able to have people that that you're gonna even like compete with them to be better. So yeah, that was always just a fun part of the team, and that was pretty cool.
So Benton's always been a great meet for us. The athletes and the kids have always enjoyed running there.
That was really cool because like the photo itself is just sweet.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite photos of all time, actually, because if you didn't know it, you would have thought it was taking place in practice.
One for the history books. It's it's going to be iconic, I think, for a long time.
So all teams have trials and tribulations that they go through.
Going into Muscatine, we were really looking forward to like running against some 4A competition, and we were like thinking, oh, this would be a good experience for us. And then I think everybody just had a bad race, and we ended up losing to Mount Pleasant, who's also in 3A, and that was really hard because that was our first loss in like a year and a half.
Corey, I think, did a really good job of listening to us during that season. He definitely kept the drive in us, and he made sure we knew that this wasn't going to be a free title, and it wasn't going to be just because we had great runners before, we're going to have a great year this year. So keeping us motivated was great, but then when it came to that turning point and Muscatine didn't go the way we wanted, it was his job, and he did a great job with it to lighten the mood.
When we lost to Mount Pleasant, that's probably the best thing that could ever happen to us that year, because we hadn't lost in a while. Again, we were fortunate to be as successful as we were over that time period. And Mount Pleasant did us a favor that day.
Jack Young actually called a meeting when we got home late on the bus, and he said, like, we need to start taking things more seriously. It's not just going to be this easy to win another state title.
We needed to focus and kind of redirect.
After that meeting, all we did was go up, and that's thanks to guys like Jack Young stepping up.
In 2016, I think, just kind of having that one off our back, we just kind of we're gonna go out and do our thing.
You always like it when you have guys you know that you can count on that will take someone else's spot if they don't have their best day. And that's what happened on that day, and that's why we were able to get it done, is because of the depth of that team.
Oh, this is a really big meet to be running in general, but it was so much more than that because it was our second time around, and we knew a lot of teams were looking at us. Just having that talk of, this is the team that did great things last year, and they only lost, you know, a person or two, so they should be doing the same thing again this year.
There's so many people in the field, and it's so much more intense, and it's louder with the fans on either side of the course. It just goes by really quickly.
It's the best course ever. I don't know. It's really competitive.
It's pretty cool. Just, it feels like you're running a tunnel of people.
On the course, it was definitely a lot of looking for those jerseys because we knew Corey had talked to us, we had meetings, and we knew who was going to be there that were going to be our big competition. And so like Grinnell and those other schools, we were definitely, it was a heads-up race.
You can only do so much math, and especially when it's that close, you don't know 100%. So yeah, that was really suspenseful. And then when we actually did win, that was a really cool moment for just all of us and our whole team. And
we knew it was close.
And that sort of scared me. I was pretty pissed off. I think we were all bummed. We knew it was going to be close, but I don't think we got it.
And so Zach Krogman stepped up, as well as all the other guys. I mean, it took those last 300 meters from everybody to actually get that job done.
Because that's something Corey's always said, is that we have 7 people run a race, because if one of them has a bad day, we have 6 people to pick them up.
Anyone giving just a little lack of effort the whole thing would have fallen apart.
The last probably 400 meters, and that was where Corey was, and having Corey up there yelling, you know, he wasn't even yelling at that point, it was just talking, because there was nobody up there really, not a whole lot of fans that time, or at least where he was standing, and he would just get real close to you when you're around in that corner. He's like, hey, this is for the title.
Because as I recall, I think we were down just a little bit, and talking with some other parents, that we were down just a little bit with 400, 300, 400 meters to go.
I remember talking to Jeremy Krogman at the finish line. I said, do you think we won? And he goes, honestly, I don't think you guys won, because he was watching it.
2007.
Oh, we were very excited. Almost, at least I was more excited than the first time winning, because it was just more difficult.
They won their 3rd state title today, defended their title from a year ago, a 2-point victory today, 86-88. These are the Mustangs from Mount Vernon-Lisbon and head coach Reid Smock.
The bus ride home from the second one was just as fun.
Obviously, the whole bus ride home was just, you couldn't stop smiling because it was obviously a great feeling. So.
You celebrating with the friends and just belting out the lyrics along with them. That was a lot of fun. Like the one that I remember vividly was they played "We Are the Champions" by Queen, and that was fun.
I think it was as we were pulling out and we had like "We Are the Champions" playing and everybody was just super excited and everything, and then we come in and with the police escort, and even though I think the second time like nobody knew what was going on, like I think there's only a couple people that actually were like outside their house, and if some other people came out, they're like, why are you guys out here making all this noise?
Hanging outside of the bus windows, banging on the bus, all excited, but there was no one out there except for one person in Lisbon that yelled, "Grow the hell up."
So it was fun for us, and I think that's all that matters. But yeah, that was a pretty funny experience when we got back to the towns.
And about the 2015 and 16 back-to-back state titles is as you get farther away from it, you really appreciate more and more what those guys had done for the program and did for the team. Not only those teams, but the teams that followed those teams and the success that we've had since then. That legacy that they have created has actually lived on past when they were competing for their teams, and it's continued on to this day, which is really neat to see.